Is that one of the reasons you were so drawn to the Michael Jackson documentary? Because I noticed when you were speaking about that, it felt personal to you. It felt visceral. But you got a lot of hate for doing that.
Oh, so much hateration. I haven't had that much hateration since I did the puppy episode with Ellen.
To this day,
I hit him clean more times. I beat him.
use your common sense. This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
This MAGA country.
What up, Bushido Spirit, back with another video. Here to talk about Oprah. So Oprah doubles down on the Neverland documentary. Despite her deleting a bunch of shit from her timeline that has the documentary's name on it, she doubled down in a Trevor Noah interview. Let me go ahead and go to that article here. But before I get into that, like, comment, and subscribe. Also notification icon. All right, here we go. Oprah Winfrey says she was subjected to extreme backlash after joining the Michael Jackson debate following the Leaving Neverland documentary. The iconic talk show host and media mogul received praise and criticism after sitting down with Jackson's accusers.
Is that one of the reasons you were so drawn to the Michael Jackson documentary? Because I noticed when you were speaking about that, it felt personal to you. It felt visceral. But you got a lot of hate for doing that.
Oh, so much hateration. I haven't had that much hateration since I did the puppy episode with Ellen. So,
are you serious?
Yes. And you know what? I was saying this the other day that I'm so glad that when I did the puppy episode for Ellen, where Ellen came out, and we had to take people off the switchboard because there was so much hateration going on.
Wow.
Because that was before there was tweets and social media. But imagine had that happened now. Imagine if that had happened now.
Right.
And you had social media. So I had a lot of hateration. But I also, when I first saw that documentary, I realized that a lot of people are going to be triggered by watching it.
Yes.
And that a lot of people will not understand what the pattern is, because I had done 217 shows trying to get people to understand that it's not about one person, that it is about the pattern, it is about the seduction, and people call it a molestation, but there is a big seducing that goes on,
right,
and the pattern of that seducing. And that was important enough for me to take the hateration for.
Did you ever waver in your beliefs when the documentary director came out and said there was a timeline issue? Michael Jackson didn't have the train station.
You know why I have not wavered? Because I've had girls at my school who were sexually assaulted.
Like, what the fuck does this even mean? She didn't even answer the question, really, right? I mean, I guess she did answer the question, but she didn't go into details or depth as to why she still believes in it. The reason she still believes in it is because of feelings. Because of she knows sexual assault survivors. Like, what the fuck does that have anything to do with the facts being wrong? With the director coming out and saying himself that there's inconsistencies. The timeline is fucked up. Like, come on.
And I have never won a case. And the reason I have never won a case is because when you put a girl on the witness stand and she can't remember, was it Thursday or Wednesday, it's automatically discredited. And so when you're in the midst of trauma, terrible things happening to you, you may not remember the exact time. It's why, like, if I hear a noise or something in my house, I look at the time, because they're going to ask what time was it? Oh my God, what time is it? So if you can't remember the day and the time and the da-da-da-da, everybody's like, well, okay.
I guess it never happened.
Guess it never happened. Oh, I said it was that hotel, but it was that hotel. Oh, it probably never happened. So I've been through that, so no.
Like, what the fuck, man? I can't even talk, man. It don't make no sense. This ain't no fucking date. This motherfucker said he was raped at the train station when the shit wasn't even built. Wade Robinson's mother said that she was happy when Michael Jackson died, but Brandy Jackson says she called the family up and was like, hey, I'm sorry for your loss. Give me them kids. Like, what are you talking about? What? This make no sense. He had like this is come on, man. He made a whole documentary where he did no fact checking. The shit was full of drone shots of shit that wasn't even built at the time. Like there is so many problems with the documentary, so many things that don't add up. And for her to just brush it off as the accuser's getting some days wrong, like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. And I know why she's doubling down. Because she was one of the first people to even back this sham, this documentary. She was one of the first people to come out and back this. Remember around her birthday, this was the first time like a lot of people heard about the documentary, right? It says Oprah celebrates her birthday aboard David Geffen's $300 million mega yacht watching Michael Jackson documentary with her best friend Gail. So Gail King was there too, watching the documentary with her. And apparently they were both persuaded by the documentary, even though I've watched the documentary and there's nothing new in the documentary. Ain't nothing in the documentary but a bunch of inconsistencies. And this is Oprah at her birthday party. So they were essentially promoting this thing before anybody really knew about it. You know, before there were more than just whispers, right? They've been promoting this shit from jump. She watching the shit and saying that it was the best thing she'd ever seen. Like, they've been promoting this shit from the beginning. And the director did not do any fact checking. Did not contact the family at all or people associated with the family. He was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna record these two dudes and their family talking for 4 hours. Shit is a sham. I got something else I want to play here.
Thanks for having me.
Charles, first off, you have major issues with the international media and the way it has covered this documentary. What are they?
Well, the issues are twofold. There are issues with the documentary itself, and there are issues with the way it's being covered by the media, and those issues are the same. So the director of this documentary freely admits that he made no effort whatsoever to investigate these two men's allegations. He simply interviewed them, took their stories at face value, and then committed them to film and released them to the public. And the media is now accepting those interviews again at face value and is assuming them to be true and is making no effort to investigate the veracity of the allegations, which is particularly shoddy when you consider that most of the evidence which undermines these allegations is already in the public domain. These men, which the film doesn't even mention, have been suing Michael Jackson's estate since 2013 for hundreds of millions of dollars. And the extensive litigation since 2013, and the case is still going on now, has generated thousands.
And I just want to point out that he is absolutely right, man. Media hasn't done any research or anything like that, didn't do no fact checking, and they are relying on your belief of these two accusers. It's all about feelings in this day and age. Gotta believe, you have to feel like something is right. You don't have to have actual facts or evidence to show that it is.
Of pages of court documents, in deposition transcripts, witness statements, disclosure motions, etc., judgments. And that litany of paperwork, it includes so many contradictions. Their stories are constantly changing. Their stories are contradictory. They contradict their own prior versions of events. And one of them was actually caught lying under oath so brazenly that the judge ruled that no rational juror could believe his story. Now, for the media doesn't even have to investigate in order to present this other side of the story, because the documents are all public record. And they're all freely available on the internet already, and they're being shared far and wide by Michael Jackson's fans. His fans are not afraid of these documents. They share them openly because they so catastrophically undermine these men's allegations. And for the media to completely ignore these documents and point-blank refuse to report on their contents is shameful. I'm not saying the media should all be jumping up and down and saying Michael Jackson is being framed, but they should at least be presenting both sides of the story. And any journalist who is writing about this documentary without first obtaining and reading through these documents and making some attempt to get the other side is, in my opinion, simply not a journalist. They're a fraud.
Have you seen the documentary yourself, Charles?
No, I've not seen the documentary. It just aired here a couple of days ago. I have it recorded, but I've been reading the documents for the last 6 years, so I know the case pretty much inside out.
For those perhaps unaware...
I like that. I ain't gotta watch that shit, man. I've been researching the case forever. I don't need to watch this documentary. And he is absolutely right. The documentary does not present anything new under the sun. Everything that's in the documentary we've already heard or seen before. The only thing different is that these two dudes that were once on Michael Jackson's side are now saying that he molested him. And they don't present any evidence at all. They just talk. Anyway, I'm your boy Bushido Spirit. How do you feel about this whole situation? Do you think Michael Jackson's innocent? Do you think he's guilty? How do you feel about the evidence coming out and the media? The media not doing any fact checking at all. They're just going with what these two dudes say. And you don't normally get that. This is something entirely new. Well, I guess it's not new, especially currently. But the media used to mean some shit. The media used to do some type of research, right? This current, you know what? I'll take that back. When they want you, when they want to get you, they don't do no research at all. You know, research depends on whether or not they believe you or whether or not they want to believe you. It depends on if they like you or not. So, and if they don't like you, they won't do any research to back you up. They want to control the narrative. And right now, they're pushing that Michael Jackson is a pedophile. And they don't need any evidence to do that. You know, Michael Jackson just looks weird and he used to hang out with kids, so therefore he's a pedophile. Never mind you that all these other kids that came out and said that, hey, he never touched me at all. Right? Never mind all of that. Never mind the inconsistencies in these two dudes' story. Never mind that they're trying to sue the estate or that they were once on his side. Like, what are we doing here? Like, this is a sad day and age. This is why the media is dying. This is why random people on YouTube like myself are on the rise. This is why the media has failed us. It has failed the public. It's no longer about actual journalism. It's about pushing your own opinion and belief on other people. That's what places like Fox News do. CNN, all these media companies, they do that shit. They want you to believe what they are thinking. And they don't present any legitimate evidence. I'm your boy Bushido Spirit. Peace the fuck out.